What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel, your hub for everything physical media and entertainment. I am Ken, and today, guys, I am very excited because my good friend and one of my favorite physical media movie YouTubers out there, Huck from Huck's Pop Culture Cafe, has invited us all on YouTube, on the physical media, the Blue Tube community. He's invited us to go through our collection and pick out a movie from each letter of the alphabet. And, you know, pick out a movie that we cannot live without in our collection, that we absolutely have to hold on to. Desert island movies from each letter of the alphabet. So I thought this was a pretty cool idea, and I wanted to do it on the channel. And yeah, I'm very excited to get into this. And he had some rules involved as well, something that he liked to call cheat codes. So apparently, if it's a franchise, if it's in a box set, as long as it has the same letter, if it's the letter of the box set, I can do that 5 times. For example, like if I pick the Indiana Jones 4K box set for the letter I can do that 5 times. Star Wars for S. And because I just said it now, I'm probably not going to do it when I go back there. But yeah, I'm super excited to take part in this challenge, an alphabet challenge, if you will. But I'm going to do this a little bit differently than he did. I watched his video today. He had all of his stuff pre-picked out at the desk, and he went through them. I'm going to do something a little bit different because, to be honest, I'm feeling a little lazy right now. I don't want to take everything off the shelf and bring it over here. So what I'm going to do, we're going to do this vlog style. We're going to do it vlog style. I'm going to take you back there in the collection. I've got everything in alphabetical order right now. My 4Ks, my Blu-rays. I'm going to pull out a title from each letter of the alphabet that I think is super important to the collection, that I cannot live without. And I'm going to talk about it for a bit. And we're just going to have a casual vlog style video in my movie room. I'm excited about this, guys. I'm super excited about this. But another thing that I'm going to say is I don't want to pick just all the popular picks. I'm going to try really hard to go through movies. Of course, I'm going to do some really important movies to me. I'm going to include some of those in there. But I want to really try to pick out some movies that I don't get an opportunity to talk about a whole lot on this channel. So are you guys ready? We're going to go back there. Are you ready? Let's do it. Are you ready? Let's go. All right, guys, so I'm walking over to the collection, and I forgot to mention, or maybe I did, but we can also do a number before we start with the actual letters. So the movie I'm going to pick for the number is 1917. And I believe Huck also called this one out as one that he could have picked, and I forget the one that he actually did pick. But 1917, I just remember this being like the last great theatrical experience that I had before everything went to crap and the pandemic hit. So I love this movie. I think it's a perfect movie, perfect war movie. It's probably my favorite war movie, if I'm being honest. I just love World War I movies, and that one it was so beautiful, so well shot. The one shot, you know, a lot of people call it a gimmick, but I just think it was so much more than that. I love the characters and the story. So I'm going to talk about 1917 too much. I love that movie. Let's see. Let's go over here to A. I don't feel like I've talked about A Star Is Born too much. I actually have a steelbook of this, but I didn't pull out any of the steelbooks to talk about. But I really enjoyed A Star Is Born. I actually saw this in the theater back in 2018. I didn't like it as much. I don't know, the ending is so dark, and I just didn't know how it hit me on the first watch. So I went out of the theater. I was just not in a very good mood with this movie. The music is incredible. I knew I loved that. But when I rewatched it at home, I just got a lot more from it. So I've really grown to love that movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Lady Gaga. It's one of the reasons why I'm excited. Lady Gaga is going to be in the new Joker film, if I'm being honest. All right, B's. Maybe that's over here. And I'm going to be walking back and forth between my 4Ks and my Blu-rays. And how could I not talk about Beetlejuice? Like I said, I'm going to try to talk about movies I don't usually get to talk about, but I don't feel like I get to talk about this movie enough. It's in my top 5 movies of all time. Beetlejuice, directed by Tim Burton. Michael Keaton is just so great in that movie. I absolutely love Beetlejuice. Love it. It's been with me since I was probably 5. All right, let's walk over here. Can't Hardly Wait is my pick for C. Absolutely love this movie. In my opinion, this is the best party movie. I know people love American Pie. This is the best party movie of the 90s to me. I don't know. I used to watch it all the time. I just absolutely love this movie. Seth Green, you know, he has my same name in the movie. What do they call him? I forget what they call him there. It's been a while since I've seen this movie, but this is just the perfect teen comedy. And it's rated PG-13, but I feel like they get a good amount of raunchiness in it for it being PG-13. But I just love this movie. You know, Jennifer Love Hewitt, she was in the prime of her career in this movie. And yeah, Can't Hardly Wait is great. Where am I going next? Okay, so if you guys can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Dodgeball with Vince Vaughn and Ben Stiller. You know I'm going to have some comedies in here because I just love comedies and I can't talk about them too much anymore because they just don't make good ones. So it's kind of hard. But I absolutely love this movie. Comedy was just so alive in the 2000s. Like that is literally my favorite time period for comedies. You know, with Dodgeball and, you know, another movie I'll mention later, 40-Year-Old Virgin. I loved all these movies with Vince Vaughn and Ben Stiller and Steve Carell. Everybody was on fire back then. We haven't had that for a while. All right, so what about Ease? Ernest Goes to Jail. I don't get to talk about Ernest Goes to Jail. So I bet you guys didn't think I was going to pull up. And of all the movies, I pick an Ernest movie. Of course, if I had to give up everything else in my collection, I'm keeping Ernest. You bet your damn ass I'm keeping Ernest. Ernest Goes to Jail is... I go back and forth between this one and Scared Stupid as to which one's my favorite, but I honestly feel like this one is my favorite. I love Ernest Goes to Jail. I need to rewatch it. It's been forever since I've seen it, but I used to watch that one. I love the scene with him in the pen that he's chewing on in the beginning. He gets the ink everywhere and starts chewing on the pen. It's so good. It's so good. All right, let's go to E's. Not E's, F's. What am I doing? The Faculty. The Faculty, I love The Faculty. I feel like I talk about The Faculty fairly often, but again, another one I go back and forth on. What's my favorite Robert Rodriguez film? Is it this or is it Dusk Till Dawn? I would probably say Dusk Till Dawn, but I feel like I would rather rewatch this one more often. I love this movie. This came out during the Scream era where everything had to be a cool, quippy, slick, stylized teen horror movie, and this is just one of the best. Like it's not a straight up like slasher or anything, but it's more like an Invasion of the Body Snatchers meets Scream. So it has that like teen style to it that Scream does. I Know What You Did Last Summer, but the premise is completely different, and it is structured like a whodunit as well, but it's also an alien invasion film. It's just a really, again, what it says on the back, it's funny and it's clever. And it's just one of the coolest horror movies from the 90s, in my opinion. Josh Hartnett, the cast is insane. Jordana Brewster, Elijah Wood. You got freaking Usher in this movie. My goodness. Forgot about Usher. The Faculty is my pick for F. Where's G at? Where do I got to go to get G? I think it's over in the 4Ks. Oh, yes. The Green Mile. The Green Mile. I just love this movie so much. I watched it not for the first time this year, but for the second time. I watched it for the first time last year, and it blew me away. It's 3 hours, but it flies by, and I just love this movie. It's so good. The Green Mile. It tears me up every time I watch it. There's just something. I don't know, there's something so powerful about this movie, and Tom Hanks is so good, and Michael Clark Duncan, and everybody's so great. It's probably the best Stephen King adaptation, and of the Frank Darabont movies, you know, Shawshank is spectacular, but I'm a Green Mile guy. I like Green Mile the best. All right, where are we going now? Where are we going? I'm forgetting the alphabet as I'm doing. Are we at H's? You guys are going to see me struggle here. Hook. I feel like people have been hating on Hook recently, so I gotta give Hook some respect. I love this movie. I saw it in theaters when I was probably 6 years old. I still love this movie. I got it on 4K. Still haven't watched it. Oh, I did take it out of the plastic though. Still haven't watched it. I need to watch this on 4K, but I love this movie so much. I don't get why do people not like this movie? I don't know. I grew up with it. Maybe it's nostalgia, but I don't know. Bangarang, the food fights, Rufio. It's just everything's so iconic. I love it. Dustin Hoffman as Captain Hook is just the best thing ever to me. All right, where are we going? I'm probably spoiling what's to come as you guys can see stuff that's sticking out, but you know, that is my pick for I. It 1990. I know everybody loves the new It's from 2017, 2019, It Chapter 1, It Chapter 2. I love Tim Curry's It. That is my favorite It. This is probably the first horror movie that I've ever seen. I just love this movie. I love everything about it. I know it's, you know, people don't like the adult parts or whatever. I know it's not the best acting in the world, but those those actors are those characters to me. And it was really hard to replace them with the, James McAvoy and Jessica Chastain and everybody. They were great in the current movies, but it was just hard for me to see them in those roles. But I love this movie so much. Pennywise is actually legitimately scary in this film. It's two different Pennywise, him and Bill Skarsgård, but Tim Curry as Pennywise is the thing of nightmares. All right, we're at H.I.J. I almost passed up let's talk about The Jerk. Let's see if I can get it out of here. The Jerk with Steve Martin. I just watched this for the first time a month or two ago, and I just love this movie. I don't know why. I remember watching like bits and pieces of it as a kid, but I don't know why it took me so long to actually watch this in its entirety and just appreciate it like I do now. But this is so funny. Steve Martin's so great. 1979 is when that movie came out, but I love The Jerk. That was fantastic. All right, where are we going now? J.K. Okay, so this will be one of my cheats, and I didn't utilize all 5 of the cheats here, but I'm utilizing my cheats on the Karate Kid because, for one, this box set is just freaking fantastic. Look at this. It's a work of art. I just love showing it off. And for another, the original Karate Kid is just one of the greatest movies of all time. It's one of the best inspirational sports films of all time. And I'm still kicking myself that I haven't really started Cobra Kai yet on Netflix. It's getting ready to start season 5. I need to get into that show at some point. But the Karate Kid is phenomenal. Karate Kid 2's okay. And I still haven't seen Karate Kid Part 3. I still haven't seen it. All right, where are we at now? L. Let's talk about La La Land. Let's talk about La. And yes, I have a Fire Lionsgate Steelbook, but my goodness, I love this movie. I don't care. You guys can make fun of me in the comment section all you want. It's really, I don't know, with this movie in particular, it really helped me out through a rough spot in my life. I was going through a bit of a hard time. I saw this movie and it really inspired me. I feel like I've told this story before on my channel, but it just really inspired me to just, do something about it. I wasn't in a good position in my life, and I was like, I just need to do something. I need to do something to change it. And this movie just helped me. It inspired me, inspired me to go after my dreams, so to speak. So yeah, La La Land. It's a great movie. Where are we going now? We're at the M's. Help is on the way. Toodaloo. Mrs. Doubtfire. This is probably in my top 20 movies of all time. Legitimately one of the best family comedies of all time. One of the best Robin Williams roles. I would argue that it is the best Robin Williams role. It's just the perfect combination. Just like Jim Carrey's Liar Liar, it's the perfect combination of Robin Williams' sensibility as both a comic and a dramatic star. Like, I think there are legitimately dramatic moments in this film that hit and they work. And I love everything about this movie. Mrs. Doubtfire is a banger. If you have not seen that movie, it's a perfect movie. 5 out of 5. The Nice Guys is my pick for N. And it's another Ryan Gosling. I didn't realize I was going to do 2 Ryan Gosling films so closely together. But this is super underrated. This is directed by Shane Black, who also did Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and, Don't Hold It Against Him, but he did the new Predator movie. He also did Iron Man 3, but this is a fun movie. This is such a fun movie. It's like a buddy cop comedy mixed with LA Confidential, and it also has Kim Basinger in it as well. And it's a fun movie. It just has a really like sharp direction style, and just the aesthetic and the location and the setting. Just a slick movie, and it's super funny. Like, Ryan Gosling, I feel like, is probably the funniest that he's been in his whole career. I don't get to talk about this movie enough. I was lucky enough to find this at Best Buy a few years ago with a slipcover, and I just love it. I think it's a great slipcover, so I'm glad I got it in the collection for that. But if you haven't seen The Nice Guys, watch The Nice Guys. What are you doing with your life? All right, we're at O's. What did I do with O's? Did I even pick an O? I'm struggling to think if I even picked an O. Well, you know what? We're going to pick an O right here. I feel like I missed it. Let's go with Office Space. Office Space, again, another one that's probably in my top 5 comedies of all time. Maybe top 3. I love Office Space. There was a point in my life, I feel like I was probably in the 10th, 11th, 12th grade, sometime in high school. I watched this movie every day. I watched this movie every day for probably like, I don't know, 2 or 3 months. I love this movie so much. It's so endlessly quotable. The whole scene with the fax machine and them playing the rap music, the die, mother effer, die, mother effer, die, and they're beating the shit out of the fax. I just love it. I love everything about this movie. I didn't even have an office job. I hadn't even really started working yet. I had some part-time jobs when I was a kid when I watched this, but I don't know. It's a movie that I thought was super hilarious back then, and I think it's still hilarious. Obviously I know a little bit more about working and how much it does suck now, so that definitely makes it hit a little bit better. All right, where are we going now? And you'll notice I didn't really do a lot of boutique stuff. I didn't really do a lot of boutique stuff. I just tried to stick with the regular stuff because that's what I have alphabetized. Anyway, let's go with Predator for P. And this is one, I think Huck also picked this one for P. How could you not go with Predator? Like I said, I'm going to have some movies in here that I have talked about before, but I absolutely love Predator. Oh my goodness, this movie is just too good. It's like you almost forget before you rewatch this one. It's like, why do I love this movie so much? Why is this held up as one of the greatest action movies of all time, one of the greatest monster movies, one of the greatest science fiction movies of all time? And then you watch it, one of the best Arnold movies, and you're like, okay, that's why. Because it's that damn good. Like the Predator is just something else. And look at that image right there. Jesus Christ, look at Arnold. He is so jacked in this movie. And yeah, just the image of him and Carl Weathers just, grasping hands and the muscles and, oh my God, Predators. I want to watch it now. Where are we going next? What's after P? Q? Did I even pick anything out for Q? I don't know if I did. I just messed this whole thing up. Do I have anything for Q? I'm only seeing one right here. Let's go with The Quick and the Dead. The Quick and the Dead. I just saw it. God, I'm screwing this all up already. I'm sorry, Huck. I'm really sorry. The Quick and the Dead is a fantastic Sam Raimi film. It's a fantastic Western film. It's got Leonardo DiCaprio, Gene Hackman. It's one of Russell Crowe's first big movies. Sharon Stone is a complete badass in this film. I still just have it on Blu-ray. I need it on 4K, but I do love this movie. It's got such a nice, it's got such a Sam Raimi style to it, and that fused with the Western genre is just really cool to see. But yeah, Sharon Stone is the main highlight of this movie to me. Leonardo DiCaprio is great in this movie as well. He's great in everything, but The Quick and the Dead. Now we're going to R, and I do have one boutique title. I forgot. RoboCop. We can't not talk about RoboCop. Jeez Louise, this movie's so good. Looks so good in 4K as well. This is a great Arrow box set. I'm so happy to have this in the collection. Directed by Paul Verhoeven. And yeah, what can you say about RoboCop? Again, it's another one like Predator. It's just like, I know this movie's great and I know I love it. And I know I used to watch it all the time as a kid, but you go about 10 years without watching it and then you go back and rewatch it and you're like, oh, damn. Yeah, that's why. This movie is fantastic. But yeah, even more so than Predator, this movie really has a lot to say. It's got a lot of important and relevant themes. And it's such a smart film. It's far smarter than a lot of people I feel like would give it credit for. Some people would just look at this and be like, oh, it's a robot going around shooting people and robot action and dumb, mindless fun. It's a lot more than that. It's probably one of the smartest science fiction action films ever made. But RoboCop is fantastic. And where are we going for S's? Where are we going for S's? Let's do Speed. Let's do Speed. No, don't do Speed. I'm not talking about the drug. I'm talking about the movie. Damn it. Get your mind out of the drug gutter. We're talking about Speed here with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock. Oh my God, I love this movie so much. Again, this is a staple from my childhood. I'm so glad they released this one in 4K. I love it. This slipcover is awesome. I haven't looked at this slipcover in quite some time, but I love it. But yeah, Speed. It's, it's Die Hard on a bus, but I would argue it's better than Die Hard. I know a lot of people would call blasphemy, but I grew up with this movie and I didn't really grow up with Die Hard. So very nostalgic to me. The bus set piece, it's super smart. It's adrenaline fueled. It's keep you on the edge of your seat action. And I just think that Sandra Bullock is fantastic in this movie. She is so good in this movie. But yeah, Speed is my pick for S. And now where are we going? We're going to T's? What did I get for T's? Did I pull anything out for T's? I think I did. And I pulled out Twister. I had to pull out Twister. This is another one that's super important to me. Ever since I was a kid, I've loved Twister. This movie actually it actually cured my fear of tornadoes. I used to be deathly afraid of tornadoes when I was a kid. I would just cower in the corner every single time there was a tornado warning on TV, and just the sirens and the whole emergency alert system. That thing gave me like some serious PTSD going into my 9th and 10th birthday. Like, I was just so afraid. And this movie came out and I watched it and I was like, why am I afraid of twisters? Twisters are cool. And then after this movie came out, I was just outside. Every single time there was a tornado warning, my parents would have to yell at me to come inside because I would be out there trying to see it. So yeah, I wanted to be a storm chaser. I wanted to literally, when I was 10 or 11, I wanted to literally be Bill Paxton. He was such an idol of mine. Still is. I love Bill Paxton. But Helen Hunt, Bill Paxton, they're so great. This movie's such a great pairing, such great chemistry. And the whole cast is great. I love Twister. It needs a 4K, damn it. All right. Where are we going now? Okay, I know my alphabet. Unforgiven. I watched this for the first time this year. Another Western with Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman is so incredible in this movie. He's a great villain. One of the greatest villains I've ever seen in a movie. Clint Eastwood's one of the greatest anti-heroes I've ever seen in the movie. Morgan Freeman is a great sidekick to Clint Eastwood in this movie, but also, has his own weight and story to his character, and I just love him in the movie. This is so good. So good. Again, I watched this for the first time this year for Western Month. It blew me away. I give it like a 5 out of a 5. I think it's a perfect movie. I love Unforgiven, directed by Clint Eastwood as well. He did a terrific job with that movie, so I had to call that one out again. Call back to Western Month in January. God, I want to go back there. I love Western Month. All right, VHS. Right? Are we here? Are we here? No, I think we're at the... Are we at the U's? I just did U. Okay. Yeah, we're at the V's. I'm all messed up. VHS is my pick for V, the letter V. I love VHS. This movie is one of my favorite found footage movies. It's also one of my favorite horror anthologies because it is both of those things. Absolutely love this film. The first segment, the siren scene, I think that's what she called. Is that what she's called? But anyway, it just unnerved me to my core. It's super scary. Absolutely love it. It's so phenomenal, this whole movie. Every single sequence in this movie, with the exception of maybe one that I don't love as much, is an absolute horror banger. There's 5 segments in this movie. I think that they're all awesome. Well, 4 are all awesome. The other one's not as good. I can't even remember what that one's about. But they're really cool sequences. I love the last one as well with the haunted house. But yeah, VHS is awesome. I need to get the second one on Blu-ray. But one of them that I do have in the franchise on Blu-ray, of course, guys, we got to call out VHS 94 real quick. Hail Ratma. Where's he at? Is Ratma even on? How could they not put Ratma on the back of VHS 94? What were they thinking? All right. We're going all the way over here. We're going all the way over here to the dark side of the collection. Oh, we're gonna pull out Wedding Crashers for W. How could we not talk about Wedding Crashers? I love this movie. Again, I love comedy, and they were just firing on all cylinders during this time. Dodgeball, Wedding Crashers, Anchorman, 40-Year-Old Virgin, just all the movies. I loved all of these movies. And yeah, Wedding Crashers is one of the funniest comedies of all time. Owen Wilson, Vince Vaughn played a perfect comedy duo. X was tough. I couldn't think of anything else other than X and X-Men. And I definitely like the X-Men movies a little bit better than I like X. So I picked X-Men. I picked X-Men for this. And yeah, I'm doing another cheat because I've got this whole collection because... Main reason for that is I do really like the first X-Men. I like X-Men 2. X-Men Last Stand, I don't remember hating. I know a lot of people hate on that movie. X-Men Origins Wolverine is not good. But X-Men First Class is probably my favorite X-Men movie. And it's probably in my top 10, at least, comic book movies of all time. I love X-Men First Class. So I picked the set mainly for that movie. And then the Wolverine, it's okay. The Wolverine's okay, It's not great, but it's not bad. All right, let's put that back. You're next. Your next is my pick for why I love this movie. It's one of the greatest modern horror movies of all time. What can you say about it? Great home invasion thriller. I love Sharni Vincent. Such a great final girl. And I just wish we would have saw her more stuff. All right, so where are we going? We're going to Z. We're going to Z, and I got to pick Zola. I got to pick Zola. This is one of my favorite A24 movies. it was in my top 3 of 2021. I absolutely love Zola. It's so incredibly funny, but it's also very tense drama. It's a very tense crime drama with a bunch of like comedy thrown on top of it. And I just think it works. Everything about this movie works for me. I absolutely love it. Me and my wife saw this in the theaters and we both really enjoyed it. So yeah, Zola is my pick for Z. But yeah, guys, that was the A to Z challenge. Hopefully I enlightened you on a few fun titles that you can watch and pick up. So special thanks to Huck at Huck's Pop Culture Cafe. I will link his channel down below. Definitely go subscribe to him. He does great content on his channel, great physical media movie content on his channel. I will also link his initial video where he started this YouTube challenge for everybody. So I appreciate you, Huck, laying out the challenge, doing this. It was really fun. And be sure, guys, to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Turn on those bell notifications. Comment down below if you want to comment down below A through Z, your favorite films from each letter of the alphabet. Feel free to do so down below. I would definitely love to see what everybody put down there. Then turn on those bell notifications for all future videos. Follow me on all my social media accounts. Those links are down below in the description, and we'll see you next time.